The Spin-off Podcast Network.
This is Kiwi is back for a brand new season with more inspiring kōrero from special guests including rugby player, father and role model TJ Perenara.
My family bring me joy. Rugby brings me joy too, but it's not the same joy as my family brings me.
And global dancer and choreographer Kirsten Dodgen.
For some reason, people think I'm very intimidating.
Listen to the new season of This is Kiwi, brought to you by the Spin-off Podcast Network in collaboration with KiwiBank. Available now wherever you get your podcasts.
Kia ora, I'm Alex Casey, senior writer at The Spin-off. We wouldn't exist without the ongoing support of our generous members. If you're able to, you can make a donation at thespinoff.co.nz/donate.
Why are we even doing this podcast?
I don't know, you sent me a message and then I was like, no, I don't have time, and then I got lonely. And I changed my mind.
Kia ora, welcome along to the Real Pod. It's ladies' night.
And the feeling's right.
My name's Jamie. I'm joined by Alex Casey. Duncan is busy doing work, whereas we are just rolling around like lazies. It's not true at all, is it?
No, I feel like actually I've been doing more work than ever. I feel so tired, Jane.
Oh, look, it's lockdown, isn't it? Really rips it out of you. But we do it for the safety of the community and the world. Also, we've got Ti here who is, he's watching over us like an angel on high, making sure that I don't know what he's making sure that we do or don't do, but he's here anyway.
I think I'm just supervising.
Yeah, it's basically like, we're like kids in a classroom Zoom, and he's like the parent watching on.
And as you say that, I can hear Joe in the next room is taking a maths class right now.
Amazing. We should just go join that, and that'd be our podcast.
We actually should.
Can we just
I
whip
would
all their
fail.
butts? Hang on, how old are the kids he teaches?
10. I do their stuff. He gives me their... did you do those Otago problem-solving tests?
No, that means nothing to me.
I didn't do it as a kid either. Apparently it's like an institution that's been going for ages. It is so hard. He gave me a sheet and I think I cried.
Oh my God, can you send it to me? I'd love to have a go, just for fun.
Yeah, I'll get it to send them to you. They're really frustrating.
Man, that was going to be a killer Friday night. So, it is Friday mid-morning or late morning. We're here with absolutely nothing to talk about pretty much. Normally I would say this is your reality TV recap and real life in New Zealand podcast, but it's just real life in my bedroom and in Alex's bedroom.
I have 4 big pieces for the agenda, Jane.
Oh my God. I've got one, and it's probably maybe the same as one of yours, which is the Celebrity Treasure Island.
Damn it.
Okay, let's play the real news sting. Okay, Celebrity Treasure Island extended trailer. Holy shit, it dropped this morning. It is incredible. Like, exceeded my extremely high expectations.
Mm-hmm. It is like 3 minutes long, which is incredibly long for like a teaser for a show. And there are tears. There is like slow-mo Chris Parker coming out of the sea. There is Matt Chisholm burning his eyes and having to wear Ray-Bans on the beach.
And there is also the most amazing burn by Candy Lane.
What did she say?
She was like, your mouth couldn't fit all the words, because someone was like, don't put words in my mouth. She's like, your mouth couldn't fit all the words that I've got to say, or something like that. It's like super, super sassy. I don't know like the quality of the burn, but the delivery was amazing.
It's honestly, it looks so good. And it feels, I mean, everything that I've heard so far on the streets is that it's like super tactical, super backstabby, very much in the vein of like Survivor rather than just hokey Treasure Island. And I feel like the teaser looks to me like Survivor, like it's crazy. It looks
like a really good telly show is what it looks like. And shall I make the announcement now of what the plan is?
Yeah.
Okay.
With a tease like that.
With a tease like that. And in this weird bonus episode of The Real Pod, I'm going to announce the big news of our format change. Which is basically that we're going to run our recaps as a whole separate podcast within the same feed so that you can get like 100% recap. And we're going to just be doing Celebrity Treasure Island. So there'll be, if you tuned into the Drag Race Down Under the Covers kind of pop-up pod that Chris Parker and Eli Mathewson did, it's basically going to be that. Except it's going to be just us Real Pod hosts. Nothing too exciting. But we'll be, so we're going to do like a dedicated pop-up pod just recapping Celebrity Treasure Island, and then the regular Real Pod will just be your regular hijinks with a few tweaks.
Your regular shite.
You know what that means, Alex? That means 2 pods a week. That's what that means.
It means 2 pods a week, and I am so excited about it. I think we're going to need the time for Treasure Island. It is 3 nights a week. It's starting, I think, the week of September 6th.
Is it 3 nights a week?
It's 3 nights a week. No.
Oh, my God. And it's also 3 teams.
It's mega. It's mega on every level. I mean, the big thing is that obviously they shot it here, so they shot it up north.
Yeah.
Was supposed to be in some tropical location, and then they just batten down the hatches, and it looks beautiful as well.
It really does. The only thing that I think maybe we'll take away from it a little bit is that the idea that if you really had to, you probably could walk to the pub. You know?
Yeah. But, there's that bit where it looks like someone is going to get instantly disqualified for straying away from the camp boundaries. So they're taking it very seriously.
Oh, my God. Honestly, I don't want to watch the teaser too much because I don't want to kind of see who's standing there when that news is announced to know who might have already been eliminated. I don't want to, I just want no spoilers.
Yeah. There's so much crying. There's like that kind of Blair Witch style footage of Chris Parker running around at night being like, I can't believe I'm doing this. I'm not normally this sneaky.
I know, it immediately made me think he's the one who gets disqualified because he's up to no good. But then, of course, we know how it works.
That's what they want you to think.
That is, yeah. I am so pumped, and it somewhat makes up for the fact that I assume that we would have watched that had we gone to the launch party, which was supposed to take place Wednesday night. I'm heartened by the fact that the email we got from TVNZ Publicity said the launch party's been postponed. I mean, there's a chance that we don't get out of lockdown until Celebrity Treasure Island is over, but hopefully they'll still see the need for a launch party at that point.
Maybe a finale party.
Oh, God. Anyway, yes, week of September the 6th, I am hanging out for it. And if we are still in lockdown at that point, it's going to just go, I mean, it's going to go gangbusters anyway, but I just feel like it's going to be massive for TVNZ.
We could go live.
We could
go live, Jane, after the episode or something.
Oh, speaking of live, that's
have you
another
got
piece of
another
news.
announcement?
I do have another announcement. On Monday night, 8 p.m, The Real Pod Insta Live. I don't know what we're going to talk about. You can
horrified by this, mostly because I don't have an Instagram.
Don't worry, I've got a secret account for you to use, especially for this purpose. And we'll get questions. We'll get a question box or something up ahead of time, so that if you have any burning questions about wombat poo or code browns or anything toilet related. How to grow mushrooms on your ceiling, all of that stuff that we are experts on. You'll be able to submit those via our Instagram account. So you have to be following it, which is the Spin-Off Podcast Network. Gone by Lunchtime did a great warm-up Insta Live. It was our first ever network Insta Live the other day. And
I
it was
watched
a shambles, but it was good fun.
I watched it after the fact, and I did enjoy Toby just sort of sitting there in sort of horror by himself for a long time.
To be honest, I'm not sure that Toby Manhire realised that he was broadcasting at that point. I kind of get the feeling he doesn't think that he's live until Annabelle joins the chat.
Right, okay.
The other cool thing is that for me to test how it was all going to work with the new accounts and everything, that I had to do some little dummy runs going live earlier in the day to make sure, because I was writing up an instruction sheet for the Gone by Lunchtime team of how to join Insta Live, and so I had to do test it to run all the steps, and so I jumped on live 4 or 5 times testing, and all these people were joining, and it's just like a shot, my phone face down, and me yelling at the kids.
That's great. You didn't want to just stick around and see what's going on out there?
Nah. Save it for the big proper event. So that's exciting. But what have you got?
Well, there's some real news out of the block that the auctions have been pushed back and they're cutting down the episodes to 2 nights a week, which is...
Why are they cutting down episodes? Oh, to eke it out right up till auction time.
Right, yeah, to just delay as much as possible.
Hang on.
I mean,
does that mean
knows?
we recap every 2 weeks now? Where are you doing the room reveals?
Shit, I don't know, Jane. They did not think about the real pod
They
in this
really didn't
decision-making
consider the real
process.
pod and all this.
But I wonder if they might have to cut it down even more and we just get it in kind of 15-minute increments.
Imagine if they end up having to do like an online auction.
Well, that's what I was sort of like hoping for. Maybe some shambolic Zoom thing of Mark
That would be
Richardson being on mute, you know?
Yeah. Turn your volume down, Mark. Turn your volume down. Okay, you're on mute. And then people like freezing, like putting up their hands to bid, and then freezing there and accidentally bidding up to like $2 million,
buying every house
because their hands frozen up. It'd be amazing.
There's still hope for it, to be honest. Who knows? How many people do you need in an auction room? It's got to be over 10, right?
But I mean, if there's 2 people in an auction room, you run the auction. You know,
right? Yeah.
Because
maybe the teams
people
can just be outside. Anyway, that's kind
Oh,
I mean,
you're talking about like
I'm talking about the levels.
You're talking about level logistics.
levels.
I don't know.
I mean, it's a shame for that show. They've been through this fucking lockdown shit twice now. First time being when they had to stop production in March 2020 and then come back a year later and then, you know, building up to the grand finale, which has now been pushed again.
Another big event that's been affected by lockdown twice in a row, and the grand finale event also happening, which is this weekend, which is Alex Casey's birthday. I know we touched on this on the last instalment of The Real Pod. But how are you feeling now that we are at birthday eve? Your 30th birthday is tomorrow.
I know.
Your 29th was spent in lockdown. Your 30th is in lockdown. How's it feeling?
It's just what I'm really... At first I was a bit grumbly about it and sulky, mostly because I've got real bad like Zoom fatigue this time around.
Yeah.
And I was just like, I just can't be bothered trying to organise another Zoom thing. But then I had a stern talking to by a few people, and I've decided that I'm going to do a little Zoom thing for my birthday. And I am actually excited. To be honest, what was filling me with even more anxiety was trying to do something in real life. I'm not one for events. I don't like a birthday party. I don't like organising lots of people. And I get so stressed about the cutoff. You know? Who makes it, who doesn't. Forget about it. It's a nightmare.
Never have a wedding.
I will never have a wedding.
It's the worst. I love the invite that you sent out for what was going to be your IRL birthday celebration that just had like the location was just the name of a suburb.
Yeah. Because I hadn't decided yet. Because I live in this constant thing where I'm like, I'll just decide on the day, which is a nightmare for everyone else. And a nightmare for me. I don't know why I do it. It's self-sabotage.
But it was like, was it going to be a bar? Was it going to be a restaurant? Was it going to be a cafe? Was it going to be a picnic?
No, it was just going to be the suburb.
Is it some sort of weird game of Alex Casey Pokemon Go where we just have to find you?
Oh my God,
actually, that's not a bad idea.
That's a really good idea. I am slightly frightened because like a few people have been asking for my address for what I assume are nice reasons, but I've convinced myself that someone is going to send me a clown. And I know that they can't really
They
level
can't
4,
operate in level 4. I'm pretty sure clowns can't operate in level 4.
But
I have to
you
check.
could pay someone to dress up as a clown and like wave at me
I mean,
from far away.
Can I just say, if people are asking for your address, are you then immediately replying to them going, here it is, oh my God, you're not
Is it a
sending a
clown?
clown, are you?
That's exactly what I'm saying.
I feel like you're seeding it. Like you want a clown. And so when you say to me, I'm worried that someone's going to send a clown, what you actually mean is, I'm hoping someone sends me a clown.
Because I'm more scared of the socially distanced clown, to be honest. That's more like Pennywise vibes to me. If it was a fun clown allowed into my house to have a nice time, at least I can get to know the clown, you know, get to know his motivations. But a faraway clown waving, holding a birthday balloon, horrible.
But you want it.
Don't send me a clown.
Are you actually scared of clowns?
I'm sweating now. I'm not even scared of clowns, but I've just like put it in my head that I'm getting a clown and I'm going to have to engage with this clown from far away, and it's filling me with anxiety.
And now I'm filled with anxiety that I haven't organised you a fucking clown.
Don't send me a clown, Jane. It's fine. You could do some clown face and drive past, you know. That would be okay.
Clown face.
That's what they call it. I think that's fine.
I've not got a huge knowledge. Man, clown work is intense. Like, there's proper clown school. I'm sure there's lots of people who know this. I wasn't really entirely aware. We did have a clown in our midst at the spin-off for a while. Our intern Sherry, who's amazing, Sherry Zhang. She's a clown. And that's not an insult. She's a clown. And she did some clowning for us at her leaving do. And she clowned at her interview for the intern position as well. But she was telling us how she went to proper clown school and some of the stuff they have to do. And something about the nose, you can never take off your nose or put it on in front of people, something like that. Can't remember. But there's like a clown's creed.
So the nose is still going strong, even in the modern clown.
In the modern, yeah. And there's all sorts of different types of clowns. She did this kind of weird, like, silent clown that just made you feel super awkward. Kind of perfect for you, really. I feel like that is the... In fact, what's Sherry up to on Saturday?
But no, I am excited. Have we talked about the concept of the big wash on this podcast, or is that something at Friday Drinks?
Look, 100% every possibility that we have. I'm
planning
it.
Tonight on my birthday eve. I'm doing the big wash.
Is that of your body?
Yeah.
Is it here?
It's everything. It's the full shower experience. The razors, the shampoo, conditioner, the soap, the big wash, the moisturize.
Getting rid of 29.
Getting rid of 29. I will scrub. I will do the ordinary facial exfoliator that looks like blood. I will do that mask, and I will emerge anew tomorrow.
Oh my god. I've never heard of the big wash. Is this a thing, or is this an invention of Alex's?
Well, you know the idea of the big wash. Like, I feel like there's like 3 tiers of showering. There's like a very fast shower.
Yeah.
And then there's like shower where you wash your hair. And then there's like the big wash, which is like the shaving, the exfoliating, the hair mask if you're crazy.
Yeah.
You know,
and
all
it's
of
weird
that
we don't just split that up across a few different showers in one week.
Never.
It's
Never.
always okay. So yes, I understand. I know what you're talking about. I didn't know it had a name. I didn't know it was a thing.
Well, it doesn't really,
it.
but I'm trying to kind of get it off the ground.
Okay. Another thing that sometimes I do during the big wash, because my hair's wet, that's when I do my shower clean as well. Because then I can like roll. No, I don't roll around on the ground, but I can get down on hands and knees and give a good scrub and not worry. You know, my hair's getting wet anyway. But ordinarily, I don't want my hair to get wet because it's.
But wait. Do you not have a shower cap?
Yeah, but I don't love wearing a shower cap. I don't wear a shower cap. I just don't.
That's crazy.
I just don't have the nozzle pointed. It's low. I keep it low. So
I
that my hair
adore a
doesn't get
shower
wet.
cap. A shower cap is so funny. You look like such an idiot. We've actually got a new, quite clowny looking one with polka dots that we bought right before lockdown. Thank God.
And they're always, I mean, I'm sure that there's an effective shower cap shape, but they're always very, it doesn't matter what pattern you've got on it. It's not the pattern that defines the shower cap, it's the shape, right? So
it's the shape and it's the seal.
It's the frilly edge that you could have the most modern, I don't know, what is it that the influencers are using these days for shower caps?
I don't know, Jane.
Like you could have it like a black and white gingham or whatever. It's still going to look like a fucking shower cap, you know?
Yeah. And you're going to look bad.
You're going to look bad.
It's a great equaliser.
But fun.
Anyway, no shower caps tonight. I'm having the big wash. Haven't washed my hair since lockdown started. I was thinking about doing that thing that people do where you commit to the no shampoo, no conditioner, and you change the chemical makeup of your hair, but I can't be bothered. I can't be bothered.
Any other This Is 30 goals?
No. I've just asked Joe for a day of quote-unquote constant fun and surprise. So I'm sure he'll deliver in spades.
Was he enthused or did his shoulders hunch over with the pressure?
He hunched over quite hard. Especially because we live in a tiny apartment and there's nowhere to do any secret business.
Whoa! I don't want to know about your secret business.
And also, I don't go for walks or anything. I don't leave. So, like, there's no time for him to do anything without me. It's the ultimate ploy.
Okay, we probably should have a quick break. We've got a very important message for you all, and we will be back soon with more just whatever this is.
Kia ora koutou katoa. Te Aihe Butler here, podcast manager at The Spinoff. As we find ourselves navigating a new outbreak and lockdown, everyone here at The Spinoff remains committed to bringing you quality independent journalism, which, of course, includes our coverage of COVID-19. It's not an exaggeration to say we couldn't do this work without the generous support of our members. So, if you'd like to help us keep Aotearoa informed, please visit thespinoff.co.nz/members for more details and to donate today.
Real news, I went for a walk between last podcast and this.
Wow. How was it?
It was good. It was a 40-minute walk, so 20 minutes there, 20 minutes back. It probably should have been a 10-15 minute walk max, but because I was forcing my 9-year-old out of the house, I have raised, surprisingly, very indoors children. And I really struggled to get them out of the house. And we went on this walking path, and it was lovely, except for that the only way I could convince the 9-year-old to go was to let him play Pokemon Go. That is a slow way to walk. He's never played Pokemon Go before, so it was very exciting for him. And there were Pokemon everywhere, and we walked 10 metres, stopped for 2 minutes, walked 10 metres. It was just, I was not getting fit, put it that way.
Did he catch anything good?
I don't know. I completely clocked out. I was like the Pokemon are babysitting right now. It's great.
Any celebrity sightings or looky-likeys?
No, there were a lot of people though, and I have to say I freaked out because I wasn't expecting that many people, because I stupidly probably should have walked through a walking track, because everyone else got the same idea, right? And there's people running past without masks on, just spreading their COVID everywhere, and I was like, oh, it just terrifies me after reading that story about the guy who walked through, he got COVID and he didn't know where he got it from, and then a location of interest popped up that coincided with where he'd been, and he simply walked through a mall at the same time as someone with COVID. Mm-hmm. And I'm like, if you can walk through a mall and catch it, you can definitely catch it from some bugger running past, sweating out and breathing heavily, even through my mask. I'm sure of it. So watch this space. But no, I didn't see. I was too busy freaking out. It's very hard when people are masked up. I don't know that I live in a particularly star-studded area either.
Well, we had an exciting brush with who Joe and I both firmly believed to be Maddie McLean. Oh. But then we kind of reassessed on our walk, because we both independently thought, I'm pretty sure it was Maddie McLean that just walked past. But the person who walked past, he had very, very light blonde hair, and, he could have been Maddie McLean, but he brushed past me in a way that made me think that wouldn't be.
He brushed past you?
Exactly. I mean, it was very busy up the mountain. It was sort of peak after work time. But I was like, Maddie McLean would respect the distance.
Yeah.
He wouldn't do that. Unless it was Maddie McLean, in which case I'm calling you out. You brushed past. You brushed past in an inappropriate time.
I think you should ring up the Ministry of Health and ask if you can register it as a location of interest, just to smoke him out.
And then the biggest thrill was when we got to the top of the mountain, once we had both decided that it wasn't in fact Maddie McLean, they were filming the news up there. The very news. I didn't know who the newsreader was, but it was exciting.
I have been thinking about people, like, when I do dare to leave the premises and I see trucks go past that are carrying essential goods and so on, I do think, what these people, lockdown's very different for them. They're just going out to work. It's probably lovely, no traffic, don't have to deal with anyone, just do your drop off and run away, which sounds ideal to me. But also, what about their children? The children of essential workers, where are they? Who is looking after them? They have to farm them out to family, or what happens?
I think it was a bit tense for the first couple of days, but they have essential childcare set up now.
They do?
Yeah.
Oh, okay.
Yeah.
Okay, thank you for answering that.
Never
Susie
fear,
Wiles.
Jane. That's all right.
That is a COVID Q&A. I think there's something.
I think there's something now. I think they addressed that. I've got some Colin's Cranny. Colin's Cranny. Colin's Cranny. Colin's Cranny. Cranny. Colin's Cranny. I asked Colin what he's watching in lockdown because, we like to share our recs. And his answer, as ever, surprised me. Actually, I was specific because I know he likes documentaries. And I said, Colin, have you got any good documentary recs? And he just said, Dynasty, 1980s. And I was like, I thought maybe he was referring to like a documentary about Dynasty 1980s. And I said, I wouldn't have picked that. Just the whole show? And he said, yes, I'm obsessed. The newly discovered son that was stolen as a baby has painted his brother-in-law's office with poisonous paint to slowly kill him. I never think outside the square. I'm taking notes.
Yeah, that is actually genius. That's
really
actually
smart.
genius. I didn't even know that that sort of poisonous surface covering existed, that you could just do that.
Well, I think, wasn't there a problem with like lead paint for a long time?
Yeah, I'm not sure that that's like something that's going to instantly kill someone though.
Over time.
That's just something that's in people's houses, Sprinkle some asbestos around. No, I thought you were referring to this post that I saw on the Facebook. Again, this is on Colin's personal Facebook, but it's a public post, so I think it's open
season, baby.
It's open season. You know what I'll do when all this is over? I'll go to the movies. I love thrillers like Dynasty. The cinema is one of my absolute favourite places. Boysenberry ice cream, chippies, alone. And then he told a nice little anecdote about the granddad, which is nice, but it's just Boysenberry ice cream, chippies. Alone.
Chippies is interesting for a movie.
Yeah, not popcorn.
It's kind of surprising. Colin strikes me as kind of a traditional popcorn guy.
Do you know what I think he doesn't want to do? And popcorn's terrible for this. Popcorn you have a tendency to overeat, and you don't know when you've passed the point of like being full until it's miles too late. Okay. Mm-hmm. Secondly, the bits that get stuck in your teeth. Colin doesn't want to be sitting through a movie with his nails in his teeth trying to get the bits of popcorn out.
This is true. Do you know another thing actually I've encountered that reminded me? I have Zoomed two separate people and I've started talking and they've gone, stop, you've got something in your teeth.
I've had that one time this lockdown.
The first time it happened was Chris Parker, which mortified me, and then I couldn't get it out and I was like looking at the camera trying to do it. Because, you're very relaxed when you're at home. I forget about decorum, and when you're doing like proper interviews and meetings and stuff, I'm being very casual, which is probably not good. And then I was talking to Mad Chapman, my incoming co-editor at the Spin-Off, and she was just like, you got something in your teeth, stop. And it was the exact same spot and the exact same little fleck of green. Because, and this is another thing leading into my big 30th glow up, I've been drinking green smoothies.
Oh my God.
I bought a NutriBullet.
I've been drinking smoothies and I put a little bit of spinach in, but never enough to turn them green.
Oh no, I go hard out. You can get away with murderous amounts of green stuff if you just put enough berries in. I'm consuming more leafy greens than I have ever eaten in my life.
Can I tell you something incredibly scandalous?
Yes.
And I just want to point out before I say this is a form of disclaimer that this isn't my normal MO. I have been to the supermarket a few times during lockdown and spent no less than $250 each time.
Wow.
Like, as in, I went twice this week and spent $250 each time.
What are you buying?
Well, what am I not buying, I think is the question. This is why I do not go physically into a bricks and mortar supermarket. I do it all online. I do click and collect because I can track my spending. I can get just what I need, maybe a couple of little treats, and that's it. Show me a supermarket aisle and I will show you a full trolley before I get to the end of it. Like, I cannot resist. Oh, I need Kewpie mayonnaise. Of course I do. Oh, I need to try that new thing that I saw. I need a giant tub of hummus. I went in with a list of 10 things and spent $250. Walked out with light bulbs, paper towels, like some, a set of 8 tumblers, for Christ's sake. It's just, I'm out of control. Like, I'm spending more than I... Well, because this is where it came from, the smoothies, right? I was like, my cups are too small, so I bought some, there were some tumblers on the shelf, I bought them, I was like, this is great, they're high tumblers, I can put the straws in and they won't fall over from all my smoothies. Forgot to get berries, by the way. So that'll be another $250 trip to the supermarket. It's mind-blowing. I thought lockdown would save me money, and I'm worse than ever.
The only time I feel like I ever got to that real overspending was... at the peak of New World's Little Shop.
You're buying for the sake of it.
And I would just buy like heaps of shampoo and conditioner. You know you'd eventually use it, but just to get over that every time. It was every $40 or something. I mean, it's a ridiculous way to spend your money. And I still have both full collections to this very day. And I'm very proud of them.
Honestly, one of the best, if not the best, marketing ploy ever. Also, how rich are supermarket bosses going to be at the end of lockdown?
It's crazy. Have you seen that Zuru are doing... Is that what it's called? Zuru, that toy brand?
Yep.
They are doing like a little shop, but it's little versions of toys in their packets. So it's like a Barbie in her packet, but tiny. Or like an LOL surprise doll thing, whatever the hell, but tiny in its packet. And it's just, it's a mindfuck. I don't get it.
But that's really challenging, because if you open the packet to get the toy out, then you've fucked the collectible, right?
Yes.
Because an LOL, I mean, if it was just the collectible, it could just be the packet, and you'd never know if there was a doll or not inside if you weren't planning on opening it. The only way to be sure is to open it, but then you've lost the trade nature of your collectible.
And as I naively learned in my early Little Shop days, often inside the packet is not what you want.
No.
It's often a piece of foam and not a very small handful of chips.
Almost always.
Yeah, actually 100% of the time. The only time I did scream was when there's a very tiny, still my favourite, Tiny Woman's Day. And it's got pages with tiny stories about tiny Israel Dag's tiny wedding. And that is a true joy.
We need more small things. How do you get these things? Like, do you spend X amount on toys and get a free mini toy?
You can't get them in the moment because they're not essential, but you can just buy them. That's the other thing. So you just buy them at Kmart.
Right.
And that's what I mean. It's like, it's the end of times to me, that you would spend like $10 on a very tiny, shitty version of a toy. We should also talk about the Love Island finale before we go.
Yes, please.
Because, I mean, it was entirely predictable, really, that Millie
Hang on,
Liam...
can we call this reality check?
Yes.
Play the sting.
I have 4 weeks to decide I'm going to drop my entire life for you.
I am disgusted at how much you have copied my husband.
This is bad. I don't even know you.
Reality check.
It's entirely expected that Millie and Liam took out the competition.
That was what I predicted, right? I said, you said you wanted Toby and Chloe to win. I also wanted Toby and Chloe to win, but expected that Millie and Liam would.
It's always so jarring to remember that the show is a competition that has prize money, and also that it has a host. Like, when that lady walks out, I'm like, sorry?
You know that she's the wife or the partner of the voiceover guy?
Yeah, I do love that. Love that.
That's nice. And I think they're socially distancing and so on, right? So it's just like, come and lock down and host this show. I'll do the voiceovers, you do the hosting. It's a family affair. Was he not there?
Well, it doesn't have to be. But they've got a baby. They've got a baby, so... Oh, you think the whole family is
I know,
like...
family's there. They're staying nearby in production. Yeah, that's what I reckon.
Oh my God, that's actually great. I never even thought about that.
Because he's probably having to script off rushes. You know, like, he can't be scripting off a finished edit. That's took far too far a turnaround. I don't know.
Ian Sterling. Live in Villa? Question mark?
Hey, was this Villa the one in South Africa? Or was it in Spain? Because
Because
remember, they replicated it elsewhere because of COVID.
I didn't know that.
I might have made that up. Also, in regards to the competition thing, they just shouldn't bother with that because there's not a single person, because the only real, I don't know, they're going to make more than the 50K off their influencer profile, right?
Yes.
So the real tension is whether or not they split the money with their partner or keep it all to themselves when they do that wacky envelope thing. But
Yeah.
not a single person has ever not split it. So just take that element out.
Yeah, the envelope thing is just so janky and really confusing. Like, I don't know, when, they've got 2 envelopes, one's got a red heart, one's got a black heart.
Yeah.
Someone choose theirs, you choose the other. It's just I just
I
wanna...
think they were hoping, obviously, when they set it up, that a lot of people would be there just to win the money and that they'd couple up, go through to the end, and then, surprise the person who thought they were in love with them by going, no, I'm going to keep all the money to myself. That's it. See you later. And they'd get some drama out of that. But it's just not happening because people are forming real relationships and then wanting to share the money so they can set up house or something.
Yeah, and I do think you're right about the fact that I think all these people already are probably quite wealthy off influencer careers, and that whole economy has really changed around reality TV, where the prize money on those mega shows is just not, I don't think would be that much to change these people's lives.
No, if you did $1 million, $1 million at the end of it, share it or keep it, that would be different. But also, even if you keep it, if you end up staying in the couple, chances are they're going to reap the benefits of your winnings anyway. You know?
Yeah.
I don't know.
Totally. They need to change it. I think they should raise the stakes higher and go real dark with it.
They should definitely raise the stakes higher. Or some couple should at least go in there, game it so that they win, and then one of them say they're going to keep the money for themselves, just to create the news story, which will then propel their profiles even further, because it would be the first couple in Love Island history where one of them kept the money away from the other. But they can have secret, because also she was like, okay, you guys won't be able to discuss this. It was like they've spent 10 weeks in a villa together where they know that this happens at the end. They've probably discussed a plan before this point.
Yeah.
Anyway,
there's no surprises, but
the whole thing was different. I mean, I feel like the last one that I saw was during the day. There was no audience there. There were no family members watching on. It was just they were in their bikinis and did it. It wasn't kind of like an event in the same way that they did it this time.
Ah.
I think the last one that I watched was when Amber won. So maybe 2-3 years ago.
Oh, yeah. That was a cool win.
Yeah.
That was the sort of surprise win when everyone thought Molly May and Tommy, who are apparently still together, which I didn't realise.
Yeah,
and she got all her fillers. She got all her fillers dissolved. Did you know that?
No.
You should look it up.
What do you do to get? How does that happen?
I don't know.
What do you do?
I think it's a small vacuum cleaner.
Just completely like a little tiny Mario. Luigi,
yeah.
Luigi's Mansion comes along with his little vacuum cleaner and sucks it out of your face.
It's
sorry, we've been playing a lot of Nintendo in lockdown. So as soon as you said small vacuum cleaner, that's all I could think about.
I actually played as Baby Luigi in Mario Kart last night, and Joe thought it was a real left field choice. I actually hated it, and I thought it was a really big mistake. Never play as a baby; it's stupid.
I think you and I are probably playing Mario Kart at the same time a lot and not communicating about it, and therefore not playing online together when we could be.
We should
2021.
It's 2021.
I've been working real hard on my drifting, so I really want to put that to the test.
Wow, I've been doing little hops, Jane. I've been doing little hops all over the shop. Little hops in the little shop. Okay, I'm finished.
We did a podcast.
We're done. I have nothing else to say. I've said everything on my list.
I have so many.
No, I have the biggest news.
Oh my God, she is leaping around.
This is really big news because I saw people talking about this in the corner, and this is a perfect real life and I guess reality TV, if you consider Taskmaster reality TV. So on the last episode of Taskmaster, Paul Williams made a joke. There was a callback to an earlier episode about these like fake websites. Well, websites. Paul's keyemporium.co.nz, and some eagle-eyed cornies went on the website and discovered that it is actually a real website and features a Taskmaster game built by none other than my partner, John Lemon.
What?
So he spent the last few days hunched over his computer making a game for Paul's fake website for his fake business that appears in one throwaway line in Taskmaster.
Did you know that was happening?
He did it after work, he would like to clarify. I knew it was happening because it took fucking forever, and I kept being like, how's the game going? And he showed me some, and I was like, is that it? Takes a really long time to build a game, apparently.
With Joe, that's amazing. With Joe clarifying about that he was working on this secret project after work.
Out of hours, yes.
Do you think any of his students' parents listen to this podcast and might be concerned? I mean,
I wouldn't think so, but maybe.
I wouldn't think so either. But remember when I walked into school and the deputy principal said to me, "Oh, my wife listens to your podcast."
Wow.
And I died on the spot. I was like, I'm changing schools. And instead now, actually, this is news. I've been appointed to the Board of Trustees.
Have you actually?
Yeah.
Oh my God. That's real news.
I know. I've got a meeting at 7 o'clock in the morning on Tuesday.
Oh, that's early.
It's very early.
Holy moly. But yes, I thought that was quite a nice intersection. I was sort of making fun of him for spending so much time on the soul, and he said, it's always these little jokes that are worth it. And then I think he was right. Because I saw some cornies playing it, and I thought that was very cute.
That is so great. There's also a corny in the news for, I don't know if you saw the story about a Wellington rental where just before lockdown, some tradies came in to patch up a leaking, like an upstairs apartment's shower was leaking, and put a hole into this corny's bathroom, and then they made it 10 times worse, and then of course lockdown happened, and now she's got this big gaping hole with water dripping through it, and she's had to go lockdown. Anyway, made the news. It's a corny.
Wow.
And I think it went up like yesterday or day before, so go check that out.
I will check that out. Is it? She should
put like clip the ticket on clicks. You know, we've just publicised it, get some extra clicks. She gets some revenue from that. Maybe a nice little money go around.
I think so. This is
and that is when the facts change. All right, we really have to go because this is getting derailed.
I have to give Joe his headphones as well, so I got to go.
Okay, yeah, he's got to listen to some tunes or podcasts like around the supermarket, doesn't he?
He does. Maybe the real
Tell him to watch his budget as he goes, because truly it's a dangerous thing out there. You find any old excuse to add things to the trolley. All right. Thank you, everybody, for listening to this. We will be doing an Instagram Live, 8 p.m, on Monday night, so make sure you're following the Spin-Off Podcast Network on Instagram and we'll submit some questions. Thank you, T.I. here. You are amazing.
A star.
I just need to ask you, have you spotted any celebrities when you've been out and about?
None. Not a single. Oh, no.
That's all right. You and me are none for none. Alex and Duncan are just like clocking them like mad things. Okay. All right then. Cheerio.
Goodbye.
Hooray.
Talofa Lover. I'm Madeline Chapman, editor at The Spin-Off. If you have the means, consider supporting our high-quality journalism by becoming a Spin-Off member. Sign up now at thespinoff.co.nz/donate.
Kia ora, this is Toby Manhire, here to urge you to tune in to Gone by Lunchtime, a podcast with me, Annabelle Lee Mather and Ben Thomas, tackling the world of New Zealand politics, from policy to polling, from scandal to psychodrama. Listen to Gone by Lunchtime, brought to you by the Spin-Off Podcast Network, wherever good pods are sold.
The Spin-Off Podcast Network.